if you glance at your calendar right now, well, today is Wednesday, July 15, 2026.
Right.
And if you are, like roughly half the population of this planet, you have a massive block of time fiercely protected for this coming Sunday.
Oh, definitely.
You are coordinating the snacks, you're setting up the group chats, and you're preparing to just plant yourself in front of a screen for the FIFA World Cup Final.
Yeah, and in your mind, you're sitting down for a football match.
Exactly. The ultimate football match, obviously, but still, just a game.
Just a game.
However, based on the source material we're pulling apart today, you aren't just getting a ticket to a sporting event this Sunday. You are actually, unwittingly, getting front row seats to what is officially being dubbed the biggest music festival in 2026.
Which is just this huge fundamental paradigm shift for live sports,
It really is. And exploring that structural reinvention is exactly the mission of our deep dive today.
Yeah, we're looking at this exclusive, highly detailed blog post from the NewzFeaturez Sports Desk.
Right, and our goal is to understand how the world's most popular sport is completely reinventing its biggest day by lifting a major page straight out of the Super Bowl's playbook.
Right out of their playbook, yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this, because to truly grasp the mechanics of what is happening this Sunday, we have to establish the staggering baseline size of this event.
Oh, absolutely.
We aren't talking about like a regional championship here.
No, we're talking about the absolute peak of global attention. The beautiful game boasts a fan base estimated at, 3.5 to 4 billion people globally?
Something wild like that, yeah.
And the World Cup finals only come around once every 4 years, so that inherently makes it this exclusive, historic, cultural moment.
Right.
But traditionally, the gravity of that moment has relied entirely on the pitch. The draw was the sport itself, watching two nations battle for supremacy.
Just the 90 minutes in the game.
Exactly. But this year, with the tournament spread across USA, Mexico, and Canada, we are seeing a calculated strategy to completely erase the boundaries between pure athletic competition and mass-market pop entertainment.
Erasing those boundaries brings up a massive question of motive, though. Like, why mess with a winning formula in the first place?
It's a fair question.
I actually have to push back on this strategy a bit on behalf of the listener, especially the football purists out there.
Oh, I'm sure they have strong feelings about this.
They really do.
Yeah.
Because purists love the game exactly as it is, They treat this game like a sacred ritual. It's this 90-minute war of attrition.
Yeah, it's incredibly tense.
Right. And halftime is usually just a utilitarian 15-minute pause for players to literally take up their ankles, right?
Yeah, and for fans to just take a breath and process their anxiety.
Yeah, exactly. So forcing a highly produced, flashy TV entertainment show right into the middle of that feels like a massive risk. Like, why mess with the tradition of the knockout stages by doing that? You run the real risk of alienating your core base just to chase casual viewers.
It is a huge risk, but, the source material addresses this perfectly. It outlines the underlying business logic, which is that modern sports audiences actually crave a holistic entertainment experience.
Holistic. That is a very sterile corporate word to apply to a visceral football match.
It is, I know, but it captures the reality of the attention economy. It's no longer just about the 90 minutes on the pitch.
Right.
Fans, especially the newer demographics, they want concerts, fan festivals, cultural showcases, celebrity appearances, immersive digital experiences, all of it.
So just broadcasting the game leaves a vulnerability.
Exactly. That 15-minute halftime window is when fans pick up their phones and get lost in TikTok or Instagram or whatever. The holistic approach is about monopolizing that time.
Oh.
What's fascinating here is that FIFA explicitly looked at the enormous popularity of the Super Bowl halftime show.
Ah, the ultimate halftime show.
Right. They realized they needed to curate large-scale musical performances specifically for their knockout stages to capture that same universal cross-demographic lightning in a bottle.
That's so wild to think about. When you break it down like that, it makes sense. It's like going to a Michelin star restaurant for the food, right?
Okay.
But the chef suddenly decides to stage a Broadway musical between your appetizer and your main course just to keep your attention.
That is a great analogy. The food gets them in the door, but the Broadway show guarantees they don't look at their phone.
Right. So if you're going to try and outdo the Super Bowl on a global stage, you can't just hire a local wedding band.
Definitely not.
You need a lineup that actually justifies the music festival title. Let's talk about the physical reality of the who and the where here, because the logistics are just mind-bending.
They really are terrifying from a production standpoint.
This Sunday, July 19th, 2026, the physical epicenter is MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Right.
You have somewhere between 80,000 to 82,500 live, screaming spectators packed into that bowl. But they're essentially just the studio audience.
Yeah, the real pressure is the billions of people watching the TV broadcast.
Exactly. So let's walk through the NewzFeaturez timeline of how this unprecedented roster actually came together.
Yeah, looking at the dates, you can see it wasn't just booking artists. It was this highly calculated PR campaign.
It started well over a year ago. March 5, 2025.
Right. That was when FIFA officially partnered with Global Citizen to produce the tournament's first ever Super Bowl-inspired halftime show.
And partnering with Global Citizen makes total sense because they produce massive, globally broadcast events.
Exactly. They know how to translate stadium energy directly to a TV screen. They understand the pacing needed to keep people from changing the channel.
So they lay that production foundation early. Then they sat on it until, just a couple of months ago.
May 14th.
Yes. May 14th, 2026. They dropped the initial massive announcement.
The headliners.
Right. Madonna, Shakira, and BTS headlining. Oh, and Chris Martin of Coldplay providing the creative direction.
Which is just a brilliant exercise in demographic engineering. I mean, you have Madonna for legacy pop prestige. Shakira locks in the massive Latin American viewership.
And then BTS.
Hiring them is effectively enlisting the global K-pop army as your unpaid digital marketing team. They guarantee you dominate social media algorithms.
And Chris Martin grounds it all with that stadium rock architecture. He knows how to make music sound good inside an 80,000-seat concrete bowl.
Perfect combination, yeah.
But they didn't stop there. Just last week, July 8, 2026, to truly scale it up to actual festival proportions, they dropped a second wave.
Right as tournament fever was peaking.
Exactly. They added Justin Bieber, Burna Boy, Gustavo Dudamel, and the PS22 chorus.
They really wanted absolutely no segment of the global audience to feel left out. Justin Bieber is pure pop. Burna Boy taps into the exploding influence of Afrobeats.
Oh, absolutely.
And Gustavo Dudamel adds this layer of high art orchestral prestige, plus a children's chorus always gives you that emotional anchor.
It covers every base.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting, though.
Okay.
When you're reading through the NewzFeaturez blog, you hit this one specific observation about the diversity of the lineup that is just, well, it's a complete contradiction.
Oh, the genre thing.
Yes. The source oddly notes, and I'm practically quoting it here, that the lineup doesn't include K-pop, Latin music, Afrobeats, rock, and orchestral music.
Which is literally insane.
It makes you laugh out loud.
Yeah.
It's a complete contradiction printed right in their analysis. I mean, BTS is K-pop.
Yes.
Shakira is Latin music. Burna Boy is Afrobeats. Coldplay is rock. And Dudamel is orchestral.
Right. They literally listed the absolute titans of every single genre they confidently claimed was missing.
Exactly. It's such a glaring blind spot. But despite that hilarious blunder, the source still concludes it's one of the biggest, most diverse live music events ever assembled for TV.
And they are entirely right about that conclusion, even if the writer got completely lost in their own genre list. It just proves how unprecedented it is to have all these distinct styles colliding on one pitch.
Absolutely. So we have the motive, engineering and attention trap, and we have the star-studded lineup. But how does this actualize into a broader global strategy for the sport itself?
Well, this is a highly calculated branding strategy aimed at future-proofing the sport. By creating a unique musical identity for the tournament, FIFA isn't just entertaining fans.
Right.
They are actively marketing the beautiful game to a much broader demographic, people who currently exist completely outside their ecosystem.
Using the music as a hook, like a Trojan horse.
Exactly like a Trojan horse. A World Cup traditionally brings nations together through sports, right?
Right. That's the classic sentiment.
But this halftime show makes the promotion of a shared global culture a reality rather than just a passive sentiment. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it highlights how live television is evolving.
How so?
We live in a fragmented media landscape now. Audiences are siloed, so events must be universally appealing to survive. You can't just be popular in your sports niche. You have to force a monoculture moment.
That makes total sense. You have to be inescapable. like bypassing the sports fans entirely and forcing your way into music, blogs, and pop culture podcasts.
Precisely, you dominate the entire digital ecosystem.
Now, I want to bring up a crucial meta detail from the NewzFeaturez source, because I think it's vital for how we consume media.
Oh, about the festival branding.
Yes. Throughout this deep dive, we've repeatedly used the phrase, the biggest music festival in 2026.
Right.
But the NewzFeaturez Sports Desk admits that phrase is actually not an official FIFA slogan.
No, it's not.
They explicitly state that they coined it themselves as a key word to market the unique selling point, the USP of their own blog coverage.
Which is such a rough moment of journalistic transparency.
I know. I really have to commend them for that. It's so important for you, the listener, to distinguish between official corporate branding, which is just FIFA launching a halftime show, and media hype, which is NewzFeaturez' festival keyword.
Even if the hype is entirely justified by that massive lineup.
Exactly. The lineup is definitely festival-sized. But knowing it's an SEO keyword helps you understand the media lens. It shows everyone is playing a game of attention capture.
Absolutely everyone.
So wrapping this up, I want to speak directly to you, the listener, about why you should care about this shift.
Yeah, why does this really matter?
Well, whether you are a die-hard football fanatic, a casual music fan, or just someone who loves a massive cultural spectacle, this Sunday's final is a historic TV moment.
Unquestionably.
It is set to deliver a grand musical style that completely redefines what we expect from a sports broadcast. So what does this all mean?
Well,
It means that the beautiful game has officially embraced the entertainment industry, scoring a massive goal for complete viewer immersion.
they really have. And it leaves us with this entirely new, kind of slightly unsettling idea to ponder that wasn't even in the text.
Oh, what's that?
Well, if grafting a pop mega concert into the middle of the world's biggest sporting event is now the proven standard for keeping billions engaged,
Yeah.
how long until other massive global events feel the need to adopt the exact same mechanism?
Oh, wow. Like what kind of events?
Like imagine major political summits, urgent global climate conferences, or even historic space launches.
Wait, really? A halftime show for a climate summit?
Think about it. If they need to ensure the world algorithmically pays attention to these critical issues, will they start introducing their own curated halftime shows?
That is a wild thought.
It really makes you wonder, if the global audience requires a pop concert to care about the news, where does the line between a vital human event and pure entertainment finally disappear?
That is a staggering thought to leave you with as you get your snacks ready for kickoff this Sunday. Let's see if the game can live up to the spectacle. Thanks for unpacking this with us.